Said intro. I could add my intro. Okay, y'all, here we go. Oh, snap, we back. We live in the kitchen. What's cooking with Chef Dennis and Lady T. Y'all know we here. We keep it sharp. We be 6:30 on time. You know how they say black folks don't be on time? No, not us. Not these two black people. We on time, y'all. Time is the essence. You feel me? Well, listen, we gonna be on time. That's what we gonna do. We gonna make it on time. If I ain't here, she gonna be here. We gonna be on time, y'all. All right. I hope everybody had a good weekend because I know I did. But before I tell you about my weekend, I want to know what Lady T did this weekend. What you do, Lady T? Tell us what we doing. What you
Um,
cook up this
I
weekend?
I enjoy the fruits of my labor. That's what I will say. I have
Oh,
done a lot of laboring in life for many years, and I got to enjoy, part of the fruit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't want to give too
so
much
what kind of
because I
fruit
have
was it?
people. It was home, home fruit, you know what I mean? Homegrown fruit. All home, and it's things that need to be done around home. And, it fills my heart to, get my stuff done, and making it look different. So I'm not saying much because I have some people that need to see it for themselves. So I don't want to put too much out there. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's I've been sitting back this weekend enjoying it, being grateful, happy, blissful, very happy. So it was a good weekend for me.
Okay. Yeah, well, it was wifey's birthday this weekend, so we went out, me and a couple of friends. Then Sunday we went bowling. Went to a comedy club on Saturday. Woo, it was nice. My stomach was hurting, man. I'm just like laughing all
Ate too
night.
much. Oh, that.
No, laughing. Just laughing. We had a good time together. It's always a pleasure to have, and be in a company of people like-minded, just having fun and just enjoying the time that we have left on this earth. It's always a pleasure to be around these couples. Actually with around two different couples, one on Saturday and then one on Sunday. Sunday we went bowling. Wifey really don't like bowling, but we did it. We had a good time. My brother came, so we had a good time. It was lovely, which is lovely. Like I said, you know me, I'm always around. I just like having fun, just being around people, just laughing, acting a little silly. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying, it's a pleasure, like I said, to be in a company of good people, people you could trust, people you could love on, and they're gonna love you back without a hidden agenda, without something in return, but the love, and that's the most important thing. And I know my wife, she her the couple, uh, so got some up and coming things coming up. Three Course Catering is going to do another function for a 10-year anniversary. It's going to be extravagant. It's going to be nice. So I want to, let you guys know that it will be recorded this time. I do have
Yeah.
my camera. I'm looking for a cameraman, so it will be recorded as with the work, how the function goes. You will see me live on this station come that event because I will be talking to people, just entangled with them, just having a conversation with them, and you really get up and close and personal relationship with me and see how I do. It's just gonna, like I said, it's always gonna be fun when you get a chance to know me. You're gonna be like, "Yo, Chef Dennis is something else,"
Yes.
and then I had some. Yes, I mean, listen. When I leave this earth, they're gonna say, "Yo,
They're gonna
Chef
remember.
Dennis." Sometimes yeah, they're gonna remember. They're gonna say he was a trip, but man, he's a lover. He's a lovable guy, and that's what I want to leave in. And that comes from the the God in me, what I'm saying, the Christ in me, because that's what I want to do. And like I told, we had a session. I want to be contagious, and not contagious in the disease way, and contagious in a loving way. When you see me, you start like, I don't want you around me. You sad. You know what I mean? If you sad, we're gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? We're gonna get you to that point where you're gonna be smiling. and it's a real genuine smile. It's not a fake smile. It's not a smile of, yeah, I'm just gonna do this because he ain't gonna stop. And I know sometimes it can be hard, but that's what you want. You want people around you that's going to uplift you when you down. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we had a great time, because the people that we around, it's like that's what they do. That's what we do for one another.
Right.
And that's what you want. You want that in return from other people. So, but with that being said, the topic today is the difference between fear and faith. Something, whew, man, listen, we all, well, I know Lady T gonna get on me, but we all have fears. So,
yeah.
I don't fear anything.
There's fear.
I'm not supposed to have fear.
You have it. We all do.
Fear, or I'm not going to jump into it. I want you to jump into it, Lady T. I want you to tell us, what do you think about that? How do you feel about the difference between the two, fear and faith?
Okay.
How do you look at that? How would you break that down? How would you tell somebody about their fear and their faith? How would you explain that to someone?
Okay, so what you started with was, we all have fears. I agree with you. That is where we're supposed to overcome. And we will have something each time, a different type of fear that we have to overcome. That is our cross we have to bear. There's something we have to overcome. But fear is what we all, are have in us, and we are not to have. But we can walk around this world and, be fearless. That is our desire. All of us want to be fearless, but in the right manner. There's a way to be fearless where you're not being anxious. You're not being disrespectful, unthoughtful, not compassionate. There's a way of doing fearlessly walking this world. So fear is, I put some, the response, like to, something of what we possibly think could be a negative outcome. We do a lot of fearing. With even when we give the word of God, we talk in a way where we're sitting up here saying, if you don't do it this way, this gonna happen. There's a way to communicate that can put a fear in us that can be, either you want to do right because you don't want that negative outcome. Because if you don't do this and you get that negative outcome, that's the fear of why you're going to do it. That's why I say all of us have fear. Like, we have something we fear. So, the other type of fear is like when you are in the faith mode, like it's the confidence. You have such confidence that fear has no place, because you have confidence in the right way. We always say in Christ. And that's what Christ came to teach us, to have the Christ-like mindset, behavior, actions, doing things. It's about, faith in what Christ told us to do, that it will work for us because God is going to be with us. And we don't need to fear because it has no need in it. There's just like, you just don't feel it. You just don't see it because you're connected to the Christ in you, within you. So, I think everybody has fear, just like you said. We all are overcoming our fears in our own way. There's something in us that, that word becomes trigger word for me lately. We don't feel worthy enough. There's a fear that we don't do something or act in a certain way, that we know that we're worth it and we're supposed to do it this way. Like, trustworthy is what you said, that, it's a trusting in yourself, because then, God is with you, and that's that Christ that's in you, and that Christ is connected to God. So you have nothing to fear. But, that's what we walk in. We're walking in that daily. Every day we're doing that, trying to get to that place.
Well, if you're strong in your faith, I should say, if you're strong in your faith, the fear is not a factor. But if you do have any type of fear, it is the gateway to failure. It's the gateway to holding you back on the things that you're supposed to do. It's like it's holding you to a point where you
I don't hear you. No. Nope. Now you muted it. Anybody else here, Chef? Well, no comments. Nobody's on the chat on my end. Hey, y'all. We still live, but I'm just going to talk. It's my little time because he's not here. He's coming back, hopefully in a second. Come on now. Let me check my phone. Aw, where is he? Anybody chatting now? Oh, he coming. All right. So close. Okay.
All right, there we go. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Yeah. It's just, I don't know. We have a little, but sometimes it's like that. A little differences.
Mm-hmm.
But back that I was saying, it's like, those are that's definitely the gateway to failure. Your fears. A fear. Some people have fear of flying, right? But if you decide to go somewhere that's far, that's 24 hours, 32 hours to drive, that's not even an option. You got to fly.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get on a boat and go to that location. You got to fly.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Mm-hmm.
that's what you want, if you're required to do that, it's something that you have to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between. But then also, when you have faith, you believe that it's already done. You can conquer anything, versus having that fear, and then listen, and everybody can't grasp that and understand that, because like I said, that's why we talk about the difference between fear and faith. You got to think about this. Check this out. Death is a part of life. You do you agree?
Oh, great. Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Death is a part of life.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can't accept that, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the situation. That is going to happen to everybody that lives. We do not decide when we live, far as death. Death comes at any time. It can come at any time. That's something we have a destiny for. We have a set time for us to leave this earth. You know what I'm saying? So for us that living on this earth now, and a loved one passes, guess what? We mourn, we upset, we ask questions why. But at the end of the day, if we accept the fact that that is a part of our life, it's something that has to happen, regardless of, like I said, of the circumstances. This is not speaking without compassion or or thinking about other people who have had people who've passed. No, it's not that. You accept it more and you receive it better, because it is a set time. Whether we want to accept it or not, it's a set time. That's where our faith comes in at. You know what I'm saying? And not our fear of losing a loved one. You know what I'm saying? Your faith comes in, because if you believe in God, there's a set time for mom, dad, brother, sibling, wife, children. It's a set time. And see that, and for me, you know what I'm saying, I understand that. Everybody can't grasp that. Everybody don't understand that. And I get it. Because guess what? The people that I love the most, and I speak this and I say this truthfully, I love my parents. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak things in existence. I don't give it life. So I'm not going to say that. But when that happens, I'll be ready. I'll be prepared. I will be sad. Yes, I'll be prepared. And I'm not saying that in a mean and harsh way. I'm saying that truly because, God has given me the strength to endure all the things that I have endured. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that's part of life. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen, whether it be me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to live the life that I live now better, encouraging, uplifting, supporting. I try to support. I only got two hands, two eyes. You know what I'm saying? And I try to always support. I got a lot of nephews, I got nieces, I got brothers, sister. Listen, co-workers who look at me and try to ask me for advice or whatever, because they feel like I can give them advice or I can give them some type of insight of what's going on, and that's what I try to do. So it's real difficult, and I understand that this is, the journey of that I love. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between, for me, is what different between fear and faith. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand what you believe in and wholeheartedly and trust it, and that everyone has a destiny, and it all depends on the destiny that you walk. Your journey, my journey is all different. We all cope with things differently, and I get that, and I understand that. And that's why when you talk about fear, no, I'm strong. I fear nothing. I fear no man. What God is going to let happen is going to happen. That's why I try to keep the places that I be at are safe as possible. Sometimes, and watch this. As much as I wanted to, I'm blessed to have it. I have the money to do it, but it was not in God's will for me to go to the football games this year. I had 3 games I was going to go. No, I got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't.
I have a lot
that was just new to me.
Oh yeah, I prayed about it. You know what I'm saying? And I said, God, whatever is in your will, allow it to happen. And see, and I'm like I said, not bragging, not tooting my horn. I have the money to do it, but guess what? There is a lot of other things that are more important than just going to have fun at football games. I got a daughter, I got a wife that requires my time, that requires my attention. And so that's why, I made that decision. I said, you know what? And I, like I said, I prayed about it because I wanted to make the right decision. I wanted to make it where everybody will be comfortable, everybody will be happy, everybody will be satisfied. So, those ladies in my life, my wife and my daughter, they are important. So, to make those trips and just leave them out, I felt like that's selfish. So I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it. I went to one last year and it was so exciting. I had so much fun. So I was like, you know what? God, why you do this to me? But, as a husband, you want to make, no, I'm serious. You want to make the wisest choices that's going to be beneficial to you and your spouse, you and your family. You know what I'm saying? So I said all that to spin back to, fear. Why do you think people have fear? Some people don't want, Lady T, that's why some people don't want religion, because they fear the fact that they have to be disciplined. They have to do certain things that they don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, you know what? But they don't think about the consequence of their actions sometimes either.
Mm-hmm.
That's big.
I was going to say that I think that my lack of knowing everything about life, and I'm not going to put myself to say I know everything. I've come to always say lately, show me what I'm afraid of. And then what happens, I have something that comes in my life that I have to be strong and be courageous in. And so that's something that, sometimes we don't know what we're truly afraid of. And, you have to ask God to show you, because there are things that, we have our own biases. Like we are rooting for ourselves, and our little big ego sometimes will talk, so much that you really believe it and you're not really seeing it. And so I used to see that about myself when I would listen to people say what they say about me. And so I looked at it as an inward time to ask for revelation, to say, let me see something that I don't see about myself. And it was mostly fears, because I have held myself back because of fears. I have held myself in a place where I know I shouldn't have, been held back because I was so more qualified, but because my mouth didn't want to speak, right? How I have this, speaking, this right here. I consider you and I and others that come on here, we are having church. This is my church, okay? Yeah. We are
Okay,
fellowshipping.
I
That's what we're
receive.
doing.
Go
We
ahead.
talk about it. We talk about Christ. We talk about what is good, what is spiritual. This is my church, right? So now is my time to speak, and I can. How we came together was beautiful, right? And so I have to walk into my fears, right? So I think that that's something that we all have to really kind of, because when we want to get to know ourselves, we have to take the time to ask within, show me, or ask a good question that makes you see something that you didn't see. I think that's important for us to do regularly, because dying, you mentioned dying. I was thinking about this when you were talking about it, but you were talking about how we die by the body. And honestly, we are to die daily. We are to let go of something daily, let something die daily. Like, we have a bad habit that we might have that we need to die from. So it's like dying, and where we look at death, we should not look at it as a bodily thing all the time. We should look at it as a more of a spiritual thing, more of a, like, what God only sees, but your actions are doing it, because, faith without works is dead. Jesus did not say that you were going to come through the kingdom by confessing his name and that was it. There's work in it. So, like, there's something else that we have to do. So, hearing, what God reveals to us is important, and then doing the action to make it right. But yeah, that was my little point.
That's your little point, your little bullet point.
My little
But
boing.
so T. So here's a question for you then. What do you fear?
Oh,
Just something simple.
oh
Something
yeah.
simple, not
I,
nothing big.
I got
Something
a list.
simple.
I can go right off top of my head. I'm about to
Oh,
do it. I fear speaking, because sometimes my mouth and my lips don't work right. So
all right.
words don't come out right, and I might be too emotional to really communicate. So my communication skills, right? I fear it because I am not secure in it, right?
So you
Because I
scared.
look at my past more. I have a past history, so I got to let my daily walk is to let my past go, because this is not my past. I don't talk like I used to, right? I speak clearly and people understand me, and I know this because I've had situations where they say, thank you, it helped, and I didn't even realize it because I was just being myself. So I know I'm not my past anymore when it comes to my communication, but I still have a fear. There's a trigger somewhere. Certain things that happen still make me, like, and I'll say it like a nervousness, like coming on here, right? I'm like, why am I nervous about this? This is me and my cousin talking. Right? But because I know it's something else, it's more. We have more people, and I am not trying to come off like I know everything. I'm not trying to come off like I'm badgering anybody, or, I'm trying to be myself, but be also the teacher I know I can be, because I am a teacher and a student at the same time. I'm a teacher of Christ. I'm a shepherd too. And I have sheep that I talk to and say, give me your hand. I'm here for you. Let's go this way. I don't care what anybody says. You can get offended by it, but that is how I feel, because this is my step in life. This is where I was meant to be. And I can speak this because Christ is within me. And so all I do is speak love. So, but my communication has been a fear of mine. So that's why. You want me to say another? Because I know I just talked up a bit. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell her. Tell. But now, when you that's your fear, right? Now, compare that with your faith.
So my
Compare
faith
that with your.
right here. us doing this, us having
No,
these
but
conversations.
I'm talking about your fear of speaking. Compare it with your faith, your belief. Compare
Right
that
here.
with
It
you.
starts
Yeah.
right here. You and me, these conversations. This is the faith that I had when I said yes to you on this, and I have to communicate because now I'm going to be criticized. I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be viewed, whatever perception people look at me as, right? And so I put that as, okay, here I am, gonna put it all out there, just like kind of like I'm naked and I have to, say, hey, this is me, and they're gonna have their judgment and they're gonna say what they say. And I have to communicate back and forth with it. I have to deal with different people. I have to communicate. I have to hear what people say and be able to communicate in a loving way. So this is, and it takes my emotions. It takes me, I got anger problems, right? I'm an abuser person. Like I got problems.
All right. So Lady T. So check us out. So as we begin to talk, right? I want you to tell the audience how we got to this point. I want your view. How did we get to this point? I want you your perception and I want you to be honest. How do you think we got here? I want to know that. Since
What
we
you mean, how
talking,
we get to this
because I
point?
want to show you something. How do we get to this point?
What point are you talking about?
We here.
Right.
We
Okay.
are about 9 months in on the
Okay.
podcast. How did we get here? How do you think we got here? I want to know.
Oh, it was all
Just
divine.
tell.
It was all divine.
Huh?
Okay.
I know. I'm just
Oh
saying.
yeah, it was
I
all divine.
want to know. Right. So I want to know, how do you feel that we got here to this point?
Okay. Let me put some chapstick on because, you know.
Yeah, I really want to know. I really want to know. I mean, I know because it was laid on my heart, but I want to know. I swear, I really want to know how you feel about it and everything. So go ahead, tell us.
Okay. So, I feel like I've told you this before, but there was a time in my life where I had a great aha moment. Like I cried because I was so like, oh, look at my life. I had a really bad, experience of suffering and pain. And I cried so much about it that I asked God, what do I need? What do I need? And then there was a light bulb and I said, Mother, Heavenly Mother. So after that, everything started unfolding into a beautiful, like, flower blooming. I mean, things were starting to open up. And that right there, when you came in my life, because I said, I will do, just kind of like, when you get in a prayer, you say, I will do your will. I will do your will. You will do the will of God. You will do the will of God. That's how I felt. And I kept saying, I will not say no. So when you called me, I said no to you first.
Yeah,
I said,
I,
can I think
I don't
about it?
remember that.
Yeah, because
I,
I did not want to do something that would have my voice out. I did not
mhm.
want to have this, I never, ever, ever, ever thought, So, but it got me to say, yes, Lord, right? I had to die from that, fear of not wanting to do something that I know I needed to do. I was pushed into it really. And it felt like I was headed into something that I do not know what it's going to be. But I am so happy that I did because all the unfolding that's been happening into my life for the past 4 or 5 years, it can be more actually, but I'm going to say the 4 or 5 years, it has been so beautiful that I know it was God. So, and even the people around me that I've dealt with, the people that have come in my life, they've got to know me. They are still like a part of my life that I feel like was precious because I had a chance to get to know and they got to know me. And then we have a friendship or we have a relationship. Like I love how life has been unfolding. I feel like I'm back in, I'm not going to say high school, but I'm going to say kind of like elementary school because I'm playing with my friends. Like, I'm having fun in life, right? Life is great. But I know this is my journey right now because I went through suffering. I went through pain. I went through it. And when you go through suffering and pain, and then once you get out that muddiness, and you go and you cleanse yourself with the water, that baptism of water cleanses you and makes you feel like you are brand new. It takes a while for that suffering to come back because there's no room. I'm like, I've done that. This is that. Nope, nope, nope. But it comes in different ways. But what happened with you and me was like heavenly. That's how I feel. And I have not, I ain't gonna say, I tell everybody I'm not you. I'm not you. So, but I have, spread the word. I have, tried, but I cannot push myself to be like you and how you communicate with everybody and everything, because I've been in this body for so long, it don't work that way. So
It's like, so as I was listening to you, it's like this. You know, we was down there and we was at a family function. We talked. We had this conversation. In my spirit, it did not leave me with this. Oh, I gotta prove her wrong. Nah. Was the right time. My spirit and your spirit connected. Whether you believed it or not, it did, because guess what? It was like I was drawn to you. I was like, wow, why I feel like that? Like, we went that night, we was out bowling. I was like, what? Why I feel like that? I told wifey, I was like, man, oh, she about to be my sister / cousin.
We
Like,
had
nah,
fun. That's what it
nah.
was.
Yeah, I was like, yo, and then and look, it's crazy because this is the season now, and this is season of us getting together, getting to know each other more and more. But on the flip side of that is that, that's why they say there's seasons in a year, right? You were going through what you was going through in your time, right? And then I was going through what I was going through in my time with the marriage, with unhealthy relationships. And guess what? Now here we are today in a better place. We can help people, be encouraged. Relationships are not easy. Marriages are not easy. But, now here we are. We went through it. I'm married. You're not. But on the flip side is, guess what? You can give them the truth of, guess what? Hey, this is what I was. And I'm saying not to be that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. You look at you gotta be an icon for other people. You know what I'm saying? Lady T, you are that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, so you still in a time now, it's growth. This is your growth time, your growth season, because guess what? You have, explained a lot of things here on this platform, and you didn't have to, but you did. And that's truly, I tip my hat off to you, because guess what? That's where you're growing at, and that's where I'm going to grow at, because at the end of the day, I'm very transparent. I always use that word because it's a new word, and guess what? Everybody uses it, and but guess what? It resonates with a lot of people, and that's what transparency. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about that is just being honest. And look, some people can't be vulnerable. I am, because you know what? I don't listen. I could care. I told you before. I could care less how you think about me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here to encourage. I'm here to, enlighten and try to bring a good spirit around me and you, and as the individual. That's what I'm trying to do. And and the people who want to, love that energy, want to be around the energy, guess what? I'm here for. We're going to talk about God. We're going to talk about real life situations. We're not just going to talk about God. It's not about just that, but that's the center of of my foundation, your foundation, and it's spiritual. But on the flip side is, guess what? We are human. We are normal people that go through things that we can talk about. Not only talk about, but just encourage other people. The crazy part is, I was just telling somebody today at work, listen, what's funny? That we as Christians, we focus on the negative part of people. Let's focus on what's the most important: the walk, the encouragement, not the discouragement. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at, and then it's crazy. It's just so crazy to me. I'm like, come on, y'all, really? Y'all talk about what somebody else is not doing. What are you doing? Don't worry about what somebody else is doing. Worry about what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing. Encourage somebody else to do the right thing. Not worry about what something is not doing. Don't worry about that. You focus on, if you focus on what you supposed to, guess what? You can't. That's what I told you. You think I'm joking? No, I told you. What that P. Diddy stuff, I don't, because guess what? That never was my focus. It still ain't my focus. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? What is it going to do for me?
But
Talking
wait,
about
let's say
somebody else.
that because you brought
What
this
is it
up.
going to encourage me to?
But let me say this because you brought this up 2 to
Yes.
3 times now about Diddy thing.
Yeah,
But look, I think it's beautiful that the way it's unfolding, life is unfolding. So people, we grew up on certain music, we grew up on certain television shows, and I'm gonna call it Hollywood. And there was something about, there's something about Hollywood when I was young that I started seeing that I was like, something ain't right, something ain't right. So I feel like Hollywood is crumbling. And so you can start seeing the things that are happening in Hollywood that's crumbling. And that was a big thing. And we should know, because guess what? People are following those type of ways, and they have been following. I grew up, I mean, I still kind of do, because I watch television shows. So when you know what's happening socially, it's still good to know. So I'm gonna help you because people help me too, and I don't know much either, but
help me.
I'm gonna help you know a little bit about the social.
I don't want to know.
It's because
I'm talking about the what?
Because you will know how to communicate with some people, just some, not everybody, just some. And most of, I'm gonna call us color folks. Us color folks, we used to, listen to a lot of music and look at certain television shows, and so we have to connect with our people and to be able to know what's going on. Sometimes, I mean, there's gonna be an age where you just can't do it. I get it, because if I'm in my 60s, I'm not gonna sit up here and try and keep up with the 20-year-olds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I know what you mean. But the Diddy thing is like the little things we need to know what's going on in the world. And especially with the case with Diddy, because he is accused of a lot, of ugliness.
Lady Tito. But here's the thing, though. Check this out. You just said it about us, right? But that is not going to change our perception or the way we think. No, what we need to focus is on is encourage one another. And see, guess what? When you have a business, right? This is what I tell them. All right, if I don't put the time and effort in the business, guess what? It will not grow. So I'm focused on the job, the task that at hand. I can't worry about what's going on in the world. If it does not affect me, if it's not affecting me, I can't worry about that. Like I said, do I hear bits and pieces about it? Yeah, I hear it, but guess what? I'm not allowing that to be my source. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I really don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the time and the energy to give that negative kind of conversation. If it ain't positive, I really don't. If it ain't trying to be, if it's not prosperous in my life.
If a person came to you and they was like, I was a victim of Diddy's, and then you would have a concern.
I'd be like, oh man, I'll be like, oh wow, that's tough. I would say that's tough.
And not take a concern to help.
I would say, I was saying,
you would be concerned.
Man, listen, brother, you might have to seek out some help. You see, I would recognize.
All right, I understand.
I would say you gotta need some help.
I get it.
Like for real.
I get it.
I have a lot of compassion.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm not going to be like, oh no, take that over somewhere else. Nah, I'm gonna have compassion, and that's it. That's why we talk about conversations like that. We talk about fear and faith. People don't like money could change you. We got a topic coming up with the money, but money can change all things. You know what I'm saying? Your life changes, the way you live, what your food you eat, how you spend your money, all that time, all that stuff changes. It's not your lifestyle changes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it is. People change, and when you look at all of that, and you sit here and you think about your life and focus on your life, guess what? You don't have time. You don't have the energy for all the extra stuff. You don't. You really don't. Watch this. T. Let's keep it funky. Funky. Mm-hmm. Watch this. You don't see, and I'm serious. You don't see a bunch of white people getting on the mic. getting on a podcast, talking about others that's not doing the right thing. You don't do that. You don't see that. You don't see
Yeah,
it.
you do.
Okay, because if you
Yeah,
do,
you
can
I mean, a prime example is
I
Trump.
can name
Everybody has something to
I
say
can name
about Trump. So he's a perfect example. A white person that
Trump was the president.
Yes, but that is one person, and he was the president, and they.
I said no. Listen what I said. I said no. I'm talking about on podcasts. You don't see a bunch of white people talking about another. Oh well, she said. You don't see that.
Yes.
You know what? Because guess what? They're focused on the task, and that's to entertain people that's going to be entertained by what they're talking about. Not talking about somebody else. They might talk about business. They might be talking about funny, comedy, whatever. They focused on that. But what we do, we talk about each other. I'm talking about all levels. All levels. Mm-hmm. Religion, sports. Focus on you. Focus on what your job is, what your task is. And I guarantee you, if you focused on that, you wouldn't be worried about what the next person got, what the next person's doing. But we can't do that because you know what? We can't stay focused. That's why, look, I tell everybody in my circle, the moment you start talking about somebody, listen, I don't want to hear that. Get that out of here. Shut it up. I don't get it. Hey, go talk that over there because I don't want to hear it. We not talk about nobody. We not. That's the energy we not having. You see what I'm saying? Look, when you start talking about somebody, I walk away. You know, you big on the time. You gotta listen. No, I'm out of here. I'm not talking about nobody. That's foolishness. See,
yeah, we need to get you a little bit more better than that, you know, because your compassionate heart is not. Listen. It's not showing when you do it that way.
My compassionate?
Yes, I said compassionate heart. Your compassionate heart is not showing it like, you know, you're a Christian. You got all this, listen, you got all this energy, you got all this love. So you need to listen to love in a negative way too, because it comes negatively too, because the mind has accepted things that are of a low frequency, of a low way of thinking, of a low way of, you know, behaving, and yet you cannot walk away. You have to communicate with it. So you have to learn. That's my opinion. Right, so that's my opinion.
Your opinion?
Yeah.
Watch this.
It's my opinion.
There are people that need my time versus people that don't need my time. You understand me? There are people, a lot, that need my time versus the people that don't need my time. So guess what? No, not the
judge. Bring somebody in your life.
I look. Here's the thing. Watch this. I got one for you, so you can understand me better, right? Someone like Trump at my job, right? They want to talk about Trump. I said, listen. Now watch this. I said, listen. I don't talk about politics, so I think I'm the wrong person you want to discuss that with. That doesn't move me. Well, Trump is this. I said, listen, do I watch this? Now, this is why I shut it down. I said, do I come to you and talk about Christ and Jesus? Do I flood you with that? No, I do not, because I respect you, and I know that that's not what you want. So I said, look, if you ask me about it, then you invite me to talk about it. But if you don't invite me, I'm not going to just come to you and say, yes, God said you're not supposed to do this because if you do this, you're going to get this, right? I don't do that. So see, it's the same thing. They come with me something that's going to be a good conversation. We not talking negative or we positive or something. All right, let's talk about it. But when he start talking this or he this or he that, stop right there.
I know.
I'm not dealing with all that.
I don't.
I'm not. You can't get my energy from there. I'm not giving that energy up.
But it's something that you might need to work on, honey, because because you are to engage with those that you do not want to engage with, because that's I understand you with everything you said, but those that you reject, you know, those that you say I'm not. All you have to do is just listen. All you have to do is ask questions. You know, and just act. As you know, you're gonna have to take some time and act. Okay, you need this. I'm telling you. Okay, but you're gonna have to act for a while, like you care. You're gonna act like you want to know a little bit, because you just want to get them to talk about themselves and let them say what they want to say, and you allow your ears to hear it. That's all. You can't do that, dude. I think you can, but I think that your words talk like you can't. But I think you can.
Hey T, you say that right? No, see, I think you look at it from a different perspective. Guess what? The people that come in with that negative energy, I could see them a mile away.
It's just let
Like
them
I know,
take the heat.
no, let them do what?
Let them
Let
come
them
to you, take the heat,
take my time and my energy.
yes, I mean, just tell them,
Yeah, well,
just tell them, you know when to cut off, but you give them a little bit, of, some of the, cookies. I'm gonna say a cookie, to eat that is sweet to them, that they can at least let your ears hear what they say. Give them a little bit at a time, because your heart is so closed on that.
that's not
I know.
that is not correct. That is not correct.
I mean, maybe it's
because nobody gonna tell you. Look,
New York mindset type.
Look, nobody would ever tell you that they can't speak to me. They're not gonna tell you that. Oh, you could go talk to Dennis. He'll tell you. I'm just gonna give you the real me. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not living a fake fantasy life.
Just
I'm not. No.
Okay.
I'm not.
I'm done with it. I mean, we'll try again another time. We do this all the time.
You gonna get it. You gonna be like, listen,
I'm gonna get
you ain't listen. Yeah, you ain't nobody coming up in your house with that negative energy. You like, look, hey.
We talking about at work. Well, I thought you were saying at work.
Work too.
At the house. And no, we don't. House is different. But when you are out and about, or something at work, sometimes you might, But I understand what you're saying. We're gonna try again another time. We come to this all the time, so.
I want to know what's so big about this. People fearing. What do they fear, and why do they fear? Why do they fear?
Everybody has insecurities. Everybody has something that we're not secure in. Think about it. Like you talked about earlier, how people fear death, with the body and everything. I think that is probably, the ultimate, thing about fear. But the little parts of us, fear rising, going
Where
to
do you
the
think
top.
fear comes from?
Yeah. That was a good question. That was a good question. Ooh. I'm gonna say the forces. The
Go ahead and say his name.
Forces in life.
Go ahead and say his name.
Whose name? I don't know what you're talking about.
For all my viewers, the deceiver. The master of deception.
Oh, deceiver. That was the word you said.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And
but it's
more
scared of it.
But it's more like, there are structures that help fear. There are structures in life that, really bring fear out of people, that are indoctrinating certain ways and behaviors. And that. And so fear is out there to be, eaten up. Like, yeah, fear your debt. Go ahead and fear your debt and keep staying in debt. So you won't ever get out of debt, and you will never have money, because they want you to fear it over and over, buying too much, doing too much, trying to be too much, trying to show everybody else what you have. There's always something that is trying to keep us from ascending and becoming better than what the world is trying to keep us as.
Right.
So yeah, we all have something though, but fear is good in a way. I think fear is good. Are you listening?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, so fear is good just because it does help us develop. I think that it does take some, I hate to say it, fear and suffering for us to learn lessons, because we can be so caught up in what we think is right, but we're not really doing the right thing. I mean, I'm going to take myself, for example. I was young. I did what I wanted to. I still, am the same way. But I did what I wanted to and didn't take guidance from people. And my guidance, ignoring the guidance that was given to me, I had to do the suffering of, being young, going to work at a young age and staying in the workforce until this day, like, having children, raising them, going from one relationship to the next. I mean, trying to prove everything that other people wanted me to do. There was a lot of that in my life. And I tried it. I tried and tried it. I tried it. I was rebellious, and then I tried to be what they wanted me to be. So, when I look back, I'm like, that's over. That's not gonna happen again. It's just not over. So, going into the faith now, the fear is done. I done all that fear and trying to be something, trying to prove something, trying to help somebody do this, saving hoes and everything. There was just, it's to a point where you just like say, okay, I tried it your way. Now I have to truly walk in my way. And that was where that faith came, the faith of knowing I'm walking my way with God, because I heard, I listened, I followed through, I did what I was supposed to do. When I know it wasn't meant for me, I walk away. And you can say, well, how do you know? How do you know? Within me. There's signs. God gives us signs. He'll let us know, what you're supposed to do. And I follow them. I follow. And I don't follow, that's when I know I messed up. Like, you should have did it. You should have did it. That's what I tell myself. So, but God's within. So faith is where I'm at. But fear, yeah, faith is where I'm at. Now, I'd say their fear is still there for me because there's still a little nervousness in me. There's still a little anxiousness in me. I'm not supposed to be anxious. I'm not supposed to be fear. I'm supposed to be courageous in the Lord. So that little bit of me still having that, I'm working. That is a work in progress.
Well, AT, that fear, it creates anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So when you now see, anxiety can turn to something else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And once that anxiety, see, and most people don't know that. Like, having fear is can be harmful as well. You know what I'm saying? Just because it builds up anxiety. Then now you're nervous, and
but you need
nervous breakdowns. Say it again.
You need it. Helps you. It's
developing.
What? When you have. When back in the day, I'm trying to think of how it was said, but back in the day when we was growing up and going to church, I would always hear that fear in the Lord was a good thing, right? I mean, I remember hearing, I can't remember a passage right now, it's not coming to my mind, but I used to remember hearing that, fear in the Lord is nothing, it's a good thing. And I've heard it as a reverence. And the reason why I've seen it now as a reverence is because there is an understanding and a knowing. There's a knowing. There's a knowledge in knowing whatever that path could be, the outcome could be better if you do it a certain way. And sometimes, most of the time, I'll say, most of the time it goes through experience. Most of the time. So you have to experience some type of pain and suffering. That is our sacrificing in the world, where we're giving up something and then we're saying we're going to take this in. And sometimes the sacrifice is not supposed to be there. Yes, I'll agree. You don't always have to go. So I know you're going to sit up here and say it. You don't always have to go down that route to, make the bad decisions. But most of us do when we're young. That is the innocence of what we do as children, learning. Growing. You grow in Christ, not, knowing how to do the actual work to get to Christ. There's a path you have to take. You have to know how to communicate. You have to know how to walk this life and talk to different multiple people. Like, you have to show love. And that's what Christ is all about. Fellowshipping together, getting understanding what we do right here and what we have these conversations. It is getting understanding how to be like Christ. Right? This is our spirit. That's what we say. Our spirit wants to be like Christ. So it's not about what Jesus, it's not about what Paul says. It's not about the Bible. It's a Christ life way. And having a Christ life way, every day you are getting rid of your fleshly things that do not serve you well. That's what we do.
Read that comment. Read that comment. You read it?
Oh, yes, I agree. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, that last one was true. And I was thinking that too, but I ain't say it because I couldn't remember the girl's name.
Yo, you see this? You see this? I said, I told you. See,
they talk about each
That's
other.
why I don't give the energy. I don't give that energy. See what he says? White tells the news every day. Example: you keep saying you don't care about Diddy, but yet you talked about Sonya Massey. Now you hear this?
Mm-hmm.
Enlightenment and encouragement.
Oh yeah, that was. That's the
Thank
difference.
That's the difference.
Mine was enlightenment, encouragement too.
Hey, look,
like, he's going down, y'all.
Hell, look,
that
that's
was
his
my
life.
enlightenment, encouragement.
Look, that's his life, not my life. But no, what I was going to say to you, T, is that look, are you scared to get on roller coasters?
No, I love them. I've been wanting to go on them so long. Oh,
so you love the thrill. See?
I love the thrill. I'm a thriller boy.
I know. Don't worry. Don't worry. We listen. But watch this though. As you get older, those things that you used to like, you don't like anymore, right? You're getting on the roller coaster like now you're still a little young, but when you get like 50, you ain't think about because that don't excite you anymore. You know what I'm saying? But not you. Maybe it will, but me, nah. I'm not scared. I could get on right now, but it doesn't do nothing for me.
I'll probably do bungee jumping or something.
Bungee jumping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You want to go all out. Nah,
oh
man.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But what I was going to say though, because you was talking about that. Well, look, I was saying that fear, not only it causes anxiety, but it creates doubt. You know what I'm saying? It creates doubt.
It does.
Doubt that you can't do what you're supposed to do. You can't be great. You can't be successful. It creates that type of mindset. The fear of you failing, fear of failures. No, listen, guess what? You fall, you get back up, you keep pressing. You see what I'm saying? That's where you get your strength at. But if you have this fear of I can't do it, I don't listen. Don't say the word. I was taught that. Don't say the word I can't.
That's right. That's why you teach my daughters.
What? You can't what? Listen. There was nothing that I didn't try to do. You know what I'm saying? And I accept that I wasn't good at it. Like, I'll give you an example. Like my brothers, right? One could play the guitar. One can play the drums. Me and him could play the drums. Other one plays keys, right? Not that we ain't the best, but the middle brother, right? He didn't have to practice to play the drums. He just got on it. Me, I had to practice. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the point that I'm making is that that's how it is. Sometimes some people, have this fear of failure, so they don't even try.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that. Because I was like, man, and I used the drums because guess what? I looked at him, I said, this dude, get up on these drums and just play. No practice, no nothing. So I could have gotten to this mode of, man, I ain't doing this. Go ahead and play the drums, bro. But no, I said, you know what? I got to practice. Not him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what some people do. They afraid of failure. I kid you not. And what I'm saying, I know is true because watch this. This about to hit home. This about to hit home to a lot of people. A lot of people are afraid of marriage because what you have to do, what you have to endure. You know what I'm saying? The discipline you have to have, the sacrifice that you have to have. And guess what? A lot of people don't want it. Listen, your wife, your current girlfriend, future wife may look beautiful now, but you got to look and say, she might not look like this all her life. Her whole life, you got to be. Guess what? That was a sacrifice you got to make. You got to be like, oh, you know what? I don't know. And that's what I think a lot of people don't want to get married because of that fear of what they got to give up.
Right.
Listen, that's why you got to choose correctly. You got to choose the right person for you, and y'all got to come together and become a whole. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most important thing. And I know for sure that's why a lot of people don't get married, because they fear that. They fear of, if they got money, they got to give that up. They got to be half and half, 100 and 100. They got to give it up. They say, I ain't trying to get this up. I'll work hard for it. Guess what? That's why you have to be evenly yoked. That's why you have to find the right person for you. communication, loving. You got to have the same love for one another. You got it.
Or
The
get a
communication, the love language got to be the same. Huh?
Or get a prenup.
What'd you say? What? Okay. Look, what you gonna get a prenup for?
I mean,
You ain't.
hey,
That means you ain't really. You not. No, but you ain't.
Nope. I am 40, mid-40s. I am not gonna sit up here and say I'm gonna get into a marriage and not consider a prenup. Are you kidding me? I have invested in my life, and I'm not gonna say
that's why.
that's like
that's why you don't settle. You don't settle. Look, you don't settle for a person. Why would you get a prenup to a person that got just as much as you?
I'm not in my 20s. I don't think like
that. You heard what I said?
No.
The person has to have the same amount of that the stuff that you have or invested. They got to have the same, so you could be evenly yoked. But you're gonna have somebody that don't have what you have. Okay,
that's my point. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want. And my requirement is that it wouldn't be the same level of money. That's it. So, yeah, one's going to make more than the other. One's going to make more than the other. Huh? That's because one's going to make more than the other.
Necessarily.
Oh yeah, but that's my requirement. I'm not looking for somebody like me. Okay.
No, not like you. I said evenly.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something.
I don't want that.
It's got to be balanced.
I don't want that. I want that to be imbalanced. So this is not what we're talking about. But I'm just saying that's not me.
Why is part of it's just part of that's what we talk about. Fear in getting married. That's what
right. I know. It's not a fear though for me. Okay, I have a requirement, so I put my requirement. That's my requirement. You cannot make the same amount.
What we talk about? Well, hold up. Wait. Let's correct that. That. What we talked about 2 weeks ago.
What we talking about?
See, sometimes what you want is not what you need.
Please. I know you always.
That's your. Don't say, "Oh boy, please." Your requirement.
But I know what I want. You just saying words over there. So this is what I know what I want.
Wow. Yes. I'm just saying.
You just saying words over there. I've been doing this a long time in this body. Like I know what I want, man.
So what? So God says, "I know what you want, Lady T. I know what you want."
Yes.
No, stop.
Always.
Because
we just talking about how we came together. Everything has been beautiful for me. I've been saying that, dude. Like, why you gonna sit up here and
me and you?
Well, how we got together this year? Remember when and I said everything has been beautiful.
We gotta be
everything, and
you gotta be transparent with one another.
And me being transparent is telling you my truth, and you have to accept my truth.
Yeah, I'm listening to
my truth is telling you it's gonna come to me exactly as I've asked for it because I believe it in my heart. You over there talking in words. They ain't gonna bounce in my life and stay. I'm gonna say I rebuke you. That because I'm not accepting that. I have my priorities. I have my vision of my man in my late future because I'm not looking for it, right? But the point is, there's a certain way that he has to behave. He has to act. He has to have. He has to. Yeah.
See that I'm big.
We don't want to talk about me. We don't want to talk about me. This is not about me. So I just want you to know you gonna say the words over there. I'm gonna tell you those words.
I want to make sure. Wait a minute, brother to sister to brother. I gotta make sure, and it's not even a correction. I just listening to you, just having a conversation with you, and I'm saying, wait a minute. Okay, I get that. I'm not refuting that. I'm saying okay, but I'm just want you to know that sometimes the things that we want aren't the things that you need.
Everything I want.
We want something. Huh?
Everything I have asked and wanted has been given to me beautifully. I have said that to you. I'm grateful for it. And so I am taking all of my gifts of love from God and I'm cherishing them. I'm cherishing them I'm blessed. I'm blissfully blessed, So
but God he gotta work for you though. He got a job.
I'm here. I've been doing it.
You trying to run from that job. No, you ain't gonna run. You can run, but you can't
run right towards it, don't I?
No,
yes, I do.
No,
yes, I do, boo-boo. Yes, I do. I be here all the time. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and it was Mondays and Wednesdays. I was doing it, okay? Been doing it.
You was born? No, I said you was doing it.
I've been doing it.
But no, it's all jokes aside though. But that's what it is. Like that's why people are feared. I'm talking about all across the board. They just scared of getting married. And listen, it's hard work, and everything in life is hard. It's nothing easy in the walk. Our Christ walk. just walking at work. It's hard because now we live in a time now, man. People are being cruel, selfish, self-centered, don't care. So you got to, like I said, that whole thing. Fear is something big in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, fear of failure is something that's real big. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? We have to overcome that. And like you said, you go through the fire, overcome that journey, and in the midst of all things, you know what I'm saying, you can come out successful. Doesn't mean that you don't mean that hold on. I was looking at something. Hold on, my bad. It's
These are your distractions.
okay. No. Hey, look, I got a
multitask. Then go into it.
I got a multitask.
You gotta finish the thought.
But no, but at the end of the day, that's what we talking about, like, for real. Like, that's what it is. And same thing with the job. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be you have to be fearless. And that and fearless comes with strength. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key. We talk about, fear. We talk about look at me and my son. Look, we got a new trend now. Me and my son, we got a trend. The trend is we wear all these special socks. So look at the socks he gave me. Look.
oh, South Park. What's his name?
It's the chef.
No, that's the chef. That's his name.
Park,
the chef.
Right?
The chef. Yeah. So I bought a bunch of socks. So he started me on that, man. I've been wearing these socks. I got all these colorful socks. And these I got and then look, he's look. I got to brag on my son. Look, so he bought mom's this.
Ooh.
It says, for all the times that I forgot to thank you, for all the special and little things you do, for all the words that sometimes go unspoken, I need to say, I love you, Mom.
Oh, and he got the keychain, best mom ever.
Got the keychain in here, best mom ever.
And don't forget my actual birthday.
What you want?
He showed up with a dozen of roses.
Yeah, and my wife's telling me, look, he showed up. Now he go to school in West Virginia. He came all the way up for her birthday. Dozen of roses. Surprise.
He loved his mama. That's it.
Oh, Dewey, big time. Shout out to my son, Danny Bunny. Yeah, he now listen. Look and listen. And when they tell you you can't be black and successful, sorry, he puts the he put the hammer on the nail, man. I'm trying to tell you, that young man is something special. For real. Like, he is determined, like, not to prove people that he can't do it. It's just his determination, his resilience to be successful. As a black man, he is determined to be successful. Great young man, great man of faith. I'm bigging him up because I'm telling you, like, he went down there, started his own fraternity. Listen, in his school down in West Virginia, started a fraternity. Look, you know how big that is? That's big. First black fraternity in his school.
Good for him.
Washington and Lee. That's the name of the school. That was big. I'm trying to talk about. He talking about, man, listen, he went to this summer. He did an internship over in Cali. Man, one of the best. They awarded him. They gave him a trip to go, I think, to Disney. That's how good he was doing. And that's not bragging. It's showing you how it's young men out here that's still striving to be great and successful. But look, we always say this. I always talk about my wife, right? Like I said, she's a woman, man. I'm telling you, she's special. And at the end of the day, as you can see, our golden son is doing it all. He's doing big things because of her, her walk in Christ, her resilience and standing faithfulness, you know what I'm saying? Just her by herself doing it all. And look at him. Look how he came out. When the opportunity presents itself, she's going to tell you the story of him, and I'll let her tell you. I can't tell you because, I'm just a little portion of, that story, but like I said, he is doing his thing.
Is he the oldest?
And I always tell him,
This is the oldest.
no, he the
Oh,
youngest.
he's the youngest. Okay.
Man, listen, somebody said, what's the fraternity? I got to get the name. I don't know, but look, and check this out. He got a jacket. I was like, boy, you stop. Stop. He got it. I'm serious. A jacket. Come on, man. You got to know, man. That's something big. You go down there. He had to do a whole chapter, he had to do a whole thing. So that's something big. You got to, like I said, and he's smart in the books. So it's like when I'm talking to him, I got to ante up. I got to be like, hold up. What you talking about now? Watch out now. Because I can't come to him sideways because he'd be like, what'd you say? Well, he break out that book smarts and I'll be like, oh, let me put my thing cap on. Let me put my cap on. Let me get real serious. We have serious conversations. Good. At first, it was debates, but now it's conversations. Good. Real conversations. Yes, he's the future. Yes, he is. And, love my baby girl. She's still, trying to find her way. But guess what? She got a supporting dad, mom. So, hey, listen, that's the key. And, we was talking about, I see now the difference between, like I said, fear and faith. Like, how strong is your faith? If you have any doubt, then your faith will be weakened. What do you think about that? Your faith begins to be weakened.
Yeah, but
because
people, how do you know? How do you know where to have faith in? That's a thing that people, people are putting their faith in things that they shouldn't put their faith in. And how do you know, right? So that's
no, yeah, of course. I mean, by the actions. Look, by the actions, but by the decisions they make, the counsel they get. Where are they getting the counsel from? Are the people that they're conversating with, are they encouraging them the right way or the wrong way? Are they putting a spin on their life that's going to pull them down in a rut, in a negative way? You know what I'm saying? The whole world is afraid of failure. If not, then they would win more. Nah. You heard what I said? Yeah. The whole world is afraid of failure. If not, then they will win more. Nah. Look, watch this. The comment that I put up there, right? You think that's true?
I wouldn't use the word win. I would say it would be, they would have more bliss, happiness. Like there would be happiness, more happiness. There would be happiness, yeah. Because I mean, people aren't really trying to win something, but it would be success. I think that's probably what he's referring to, like a successful, endeavor and whatever it is. But there's a happiness in it. So yes, I agree. The whole world is very afraid of failure. The failure part is like key for many people. I told you I have no problem failing because I've done it several times, and it's very good for your soul. It helps you get off, your knees and brush them off and then start walking again, because that's what you have to do. We are crawling in this journey of life, and we will crawl and stumble and fall and hurt ourselves. And so that's part of it. Failing is a way to keep going upward, not staying down, not allowing it to keep you, but keep going up. That's failure is necessary in life. I'm not going to say it's going to be always. No, I'm not going to say that, because it's definitely not. But you will continuously fail if you're not learning the lesson.
That's what faith teaches. That's what, you have to find the right counsel for you to become stronger. Once you fail, you fall, huh?
But faith, you're just saying it in a way where faith is just believing. And remember,
no, I said yes, we can get stronger. Counsel from it, just your faith. You get the right counsel. So faith is something you believe. So how do your beliefs get stronger? You got to be counseled by the right person, right people. Encouraged by the right people, because some people can tell you something that your ears want to hear, but it's not what you really need to hear. And so it steers you in the wrong direction.
But it will steer you into the direction that you're supposed to take. If it can steer you in the wrong direction by the words that they say, that's okay. You will know the right direction to take, and it will be your work.
After you fall.
No, you hear. You said if you hear the wrong, any type of wrong information, or anything wrong that's not good to do, if you hear it, you can make the choice to say you're going to do the opposite of what you heard, because you know, right?
So if I tell you, look, okay, I'll give you an example then. So if I tell you, I say, Lady T, I got a proposition for you. All you have to do is take out this loan for $25,000 and you can start your business. That's all I tell you. Sounds good, right? Sounds good, right, T?
Yeah.
I don't tell you nothing else. No, seriously, it sounds good. I don't tell you nothing else. Oh, well, that's all I need. And they will grant you, I said, I'm guaranteed that they will grant you a $25,000. Let's pick it up. $50,000 to start a business. Right? I tell you that. Yeah, I got this place. They're gonna give you $50,000 to start you a business. That's it. I don't tell you nothing else. Sounds good, right? Some people will go in there and say, yes, I want to start a business. I know you're going to grant me $50,000. Guess what? They don't know nothing else. They got the money now. Guess what? They blow it. Now they got to pay the $50,000. So you saying that some people hear the right thing. I just said something that sounds good to the ear, but you don't know nothing about a business. You don't know how to handle the business. You don't know how to run a business. But I told you can get $50,000 just to start your business up from the ground up.
And that'll be their failure. I mean,
exactly.
Okay, but that's
guess what? It sounded good to the ears, right? So, that's it. That's all I gotta do. All right, now do it. Now, guess what? They set themselves up for failure. And why? Because guess what? They didn't have the right knowledge. They didn't have the right counsel or nothing. They just said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to walk through the fire. Whatever happens, if I get burned, I get burned.
So you're basically,
I made it through. Yeah.
You're basically saying not doing the work to find out if you're doing the right thing, because faith without works is dead. You have to do a work in whatever you put faith in.
Do the work.
Yeah, you have to do the work, and people are not doing the work. Reading, contracts. People are not really paying attention to the small print. There are things that we don't put work into. So yeah, that's the failure of it. The work into. But there is also times you put work into it, but you're still messed up. The failure is going to happen in life. You will try things and will fail at something. It's always going to happen. It's inevitable. It's just, we are humans. There's no human that does not fail. That's just it. We fall down, but we get back up.
Of course. Nobody. No, we know that. We know that. Nobody's perfect. We know that already. Nobody's perfect. You can't be perfect. If we was perfect, we'd be in heaven.
So, Chef, I have a question for you.
Sure. Ask me.
Okay. You don't be getting in trouble no more? Because I've been meaning to ask you. We be going over an hour. You don't be getting in trouble no more?
Trouble for what?
Being on longer than your allotted time.
You must don't look. Watch this. We off Monday. We off Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. We have a lot of time together.
Oh.
Thank you.
Every now and then. Okay.
Unless you got something going. Yeah.
I have to because I be thinking about the time. So
no, yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to let it go, because you did get in trouble about.
No, I don't get no trouble. No.
You did. She came in and we were like 2 hours in.
She just said, "Look, she go like this. She go like this."
Okay, see, there she goes. She be telling you
because we really had something that we was supposed to watch on TV. You know what I'm saying? We got this movie we watched, so we dedicated watching that movie. So it's
so you do have a certain time then still.
Not a time. It's just like whatever she say. Yeah, look, like keep it real. Like she say, babe, we gotta watch this show. I was like, all right. Time. Yeah, but we got Monday, Thursday, Friday. But look, Lady T, but all jokes aside, though, we got some shows coming up on a Sunday. Got a couple of guests that's gonna come on Sunday. I'm gonna tell you in advance. I always gotta tell you in advance. it might be I don't know. We might go live. We might pre-record it. I don't know yet. I'm gonna talk to them because we do have some guests that's coming up on this month, close to the end of the month, the 29th. That's I think that's a Wednesday this month.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to be on someone else's show on the 26th of this month. I'm definitely gonna put it out there, guys. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna be on someone else's podcast, a guest there. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun because you know me, Chef D is funny. Hopefully, I'm funny. You know what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes I get a little animated, so I'm gonna get a little energy because, woo!
That's your
I
thing.
know I could look. You said that's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's my thing. But I come. Listen, I come with the energy, and guess what? I pick everybody up. They be, oh yeah, today was okay. See, you know, I did something that worked productive, and yeah. So my coworker, who want to talk like that?
There are people
Who
that
want to
talk
talk like
that.
that?
They're okay. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah, I know. And guess what? And you're right, T. And let's keep it real and funky. Guess what? When they talk like that, you be looking like this.
I just smile.
Okay.
You
Right.
just be gentle with them. That's all, because they are a gentle heart too. You know, when you hear it in their voice.
But I Lady T, I was asking you when a person is, this is something I wanted to ask you. A person that's rebellious, right? What is something that you can tell? Try to encourage that person not to be rebellious. How would you tell that person if they were
I would
rebellious?
ask questions. I like to ask questions. Remember, I'd be like, so,
like, what questions would you ask?
Okay, be like, why you like to do that? You know, have them answer it. I would probably go deeper with whatever they say, but I want to know why they behave the way they do. That's basically what I want. And then whatever they say, I'm going to basically take what they say and ask more questions, because I want them to say out of their mouth their truth. That's how I do things. Like, whatever, I'll ask people questions, and trust me, I'm trying to get to know you. Like, and that's how and so that lets me know how they think, how they want to behave. So when you ask a whole bunch of questions, so that's how I am. I can't tell you what I would ask questions, what the questions would be though. So I have no idea.
So how do rebellious look? Like, give me an example of rebellious, like rebuttal or rebellious. Give me an example.
Rebelliousness is no desire to put another way, perspective, or mindset in the pathway. So you,
whether it's right or wrong.
No, it's basically saying, you know, the authority type. Like, remember, you gotta look it up. Let me see if I can find it. But rebellion, right, is against an authority type. You know, like rebellions are beautiful. Like, you know, Malcolm X was a rebellious man. You know,
said it what?
I mean, he didn't do whatever. He didn't sit up here. I said Malcolm X. He was like
what?
He was like
a rebel. A rebel.
Yes, a rebel, but it's rebellious. Like, that is what a rebel is. Like, it's somebody that does not go with what everyone says it should be.
All right, but I don't think he was rebellious.
I'm not gonna say he was rebellious, but he had the talk of, you know, and how he spoke about things at his time.
He didn't allow them to disrespect them, and he didn't allow them to just walk over them.
But he had a different perspective, and
I don't think he wasn't into breaking the law. So that when you say rebellious, he wasn't into breaking the law.
I'm not saying he was.
Okay.
But he was like a rebel, you know. He wasn't considered going, okay, so rebel is opposing or taking arms against a government or ruler. And I mean,
that's why he was a rebel, not rebellious. A rebel.
Okay, now we're gonna look at
rebellious.
I can spell it right.
with the L.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. It takes me back to rebellion, but it says given to or engaged in rebellion. Rebellion is opposition to one in authority or dominance. So that's why I say, rebellious people do not like to be pinned down on authority and be dominated. That's basically it, because that's what rebellion is. So if, people that have a mind to think and want to do it their way, that they think is their way, there's nothing wrong with that. There
so
is authority out there that we have to abide by. Yes, we're not supposed to kill. We're not supposed to really steal from our neighbors. There are things that, we are not to rebel against.
okay.
But there are other things that we should, because things
Sure.
need to transform and change.
Like what?
Rebellious laws. Let's say
Huh?
laws. You know what? Our last guest that we had last week, he was talking about certain people being on housing, where the government pays for your housing. I can't think of what the name of it is.
Right.
But, and so, how those type of people, and I said, we need to change the laws. We need to get together to change laws. And that is the rebellion of, wanting to see change happen within our system. So there's a way of doing things that we need to go through the system and do it the proper way. That's why when I talk about, voting and things like that, if I'm ignorant to it, I'm not really feeling comfortable about it, because I don't know what is really entailed. So the point is that, some people just don't want to go by what rules that, life has for us right now. Some people don't like the rules and they rebel against it or say something against it. That is nothing wrong with that, because
so in other words, you saying that rebellious is not a bad thing.
No, because you're taking it. See, look at it like this. Everything cannot be completely one way, because we live in polarity life. It's a balance. God is in the dark too. Light has to be within the dark, because
Don't ever say God is in the dark. God
yes,
is not
he
in
is,
the dark.
because God,
He is the marvelous light.
He's higher than the light. I mean, the dark. He's higher than the dark. I will say that. So they are opposite, though. It was the opposite, but they're still connected. Light is still there. That's my point. But when we hear it and you don't want to take it as for what I'm saying, you have to see there's a balance of female, male. There's a balance. There's a life balance that produces. And that's what I'm really referring to. And so you have to take the negative, what looks like negative, and still bring it together, because they have to work together. There's no so negative that, even the shockingest things like death, or killing somebody, murder. Yeah, those people could go to heaven. I believe that. They like what you say, confess your sins to God, and then God's gonna accept you. That's what churchgoers say. All they have to do is confess their sins. I mean, that's what I've heard a lot of times, right? And then they go to heaven. I don't believe that totally, but that's what is taught. So there's something that, I forgot what we were talking about, but just
Lord Jesus,
I know.
You forgot what you was talking about.
Yeah, because I started thinking nothing. I don't want to say it. So.
You were thinking what? Go ahead and say it.
I've been, I've been drinking my tea and my bladder don't hold no more. So.
If you gotta go to the bathroom, you say, hold on, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom.
See, I don't want to be timed on my bathroom time.
You know what I'm saying? Oh Lord, what in the world? You got to go and take another boo?
No, I'm kidding.
I'm
trying to hold it, but yeah. And I thought about it, so it took my thought. But yeah. Okay, so rebellious. Yes, we can't sit up here and say life is supposed to, be everything's perfect. So people are not going to like the injustice of certain systems and ways. And so we rebel by doing things, by going and voting a different way, or going to, get policies changed. That's rebellion, to go against what is current, and we have to say we want to do something different. That's progress to me. That I think that is how we evolve as people, when we have those rebellious people out there, and not in a negative, so bad negative way. I don't want to talk like that. I don't want to put it to the extreme, because there's extremes. I want to put it as, let's be mindful and considerate, possibly, with our human beings type. Okay, that's what I mean. But there's extreme, of course. The rebelliousness of, when you don't want to pay your bills, when you want to run them red lights, rebellious where you don't want to go to court, you don't want to pay child support, where you don't want to appear and be a part of a community.
Consequence.
That's rebelliousness in a negative way.
Consequence.
It hurts you.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of a gang. You want to start shooting up people because you want to work hard. Those type of things.
So we got consequence. Yeah. Consequence. See, rebellions come with consequence. When you rebel,
a good consequence
to authority.
Good consequence
to authority.
You think that's my trigger word?
I'm gonna get. That's right. I'm gonna get you. Yeah, trigger word.
That's not my trigger word.
With authority.
My authority.
Hey, Lady T, that's what's gonna happen. See, I'm see, they don't know. I'm laughing when you talk about, oh, I have this perfect man that I'm gonna have that's gonna be for me, right? And I said, oh my goodness, you know, the difference is that your husband is going to have authority over you. You know that, right?
You were so funny.
I say that, look, and I say that in a loving way. Because guess what? Mm-hmm. When you meet the right person, y'all gonna have authority over each other. That's right. It. You with that word authority. Somebody says, hold on, listen. Hold on. Yeah, I know, right? Look, listen to this, man. Somebody said they would give you 50 to start a business. Would not sound good to the ears if you're not already looking to start a business.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I guess he came on late. He wasn't listening.
But when you said that story, I kind of got confused. I was like, thought you was going to go somewhere else. So, but yeah, when you started it, you were saying about how they, starting a business. I kind of
somebody came to you and said, "Listen, I have a proposition for you. You can start your business with 50,000." With no explanation, no nothing.
Okay, and I was thinking you were like money was going to be taken. they gave you the money.
50,000.
Okay, like a loan, like a bank loan.
That's it. Yeah, a loan. They say, "I'm going to give you 50,000 to start your business. No questions asked." Right? Guess what? There's a downside to that. You don't know nothing about starting a business, but you see that money. Oh, 50,000. I ain't got to do nothing. For this 50, you just gonna give it to me to start a business? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And don't act like I wish you would have said what?
It
happened already.
Oh yeah, and
it happened already.
And what made me
and they getting their butt whacked.
Okay, but what I was thinking of when you said that, I was thinking of that's how student loans are. And I learned that like a lot of people take student loans, like they're going to school, like they enrolled in a school, don't actually pay the school, or they take the money. Like that's I thought of that, like student loans type of thing. I mean, I've done it, don't get me wrong.
No, student loans, you got student loans,
it was my bill.
I don't know about you. Nah, student loans, they don't give you the money.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Yeah, there are loans out there that they give.
Oh, that's those personal loans. Yeah. Student loans come. Yeah, those personal. Oh, personal.
Even
loans.
Government funded ones, they do give you. They'll send you the money of what you are qualified to pay. Yes, that's how it works. For those others, yes, that's how it works. They will give you money, depending on whatever your income is.
What loan you get?
No,
Tell
we're not
me,
talking
because
about me. We talking about
okay,
how
because
it
I want
works.
to know this. I want because
Seen it.
I had student loans. I
Experienced
don't know
it.
nothing about all that.
Yeah, so my point is, I'm saying that's what made me think of it, because I thought of bank loans when you said that immediately, but then you start going on more about it. But yeah, he was a little late on that, but he had a
Yeah, he
lot to
was
say.
late. Yeah, he was a little late. You know how he do. You
You
know the
doing it on
man.
your phone is so difficult.
Yeah, he be late. You know what I'm saying? He be sleeping and stuff. But I saw you last week. You was checking us out.
Oh yeah.
I got some good stuff for them come next session. I got some real good stuff. Questions gonna blow some minds. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, get it right. The new Jack, what's up, man? What, man? We've been on here for hour and 30 minutes already. Dang, son. Listen, we're gonna have to close up shop because it's been that time. I gotta give me something to eat.
Me
But
too.
listen, but hey, I hope that you were encouraged, guys. This was it's a nice little conversation. But tomorrow I definitely have hey yo, clap it up, y'all, clap it up, because I definitely got a special guest for y'all tomorrow. Lady T gonna be like, what? I can't believe it. Lady T is gonna be blown away tomorrow. Guys, I got something special for y'all tomorrow. Listen, it's gonna blow y'all minds. It's gonna blow y'all off the rooftop. It's gonna blow. Oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'm serious, amazing. And look, listen. I always want to tell you guys to be encouraged. You know, let this be food for thought. We said the difference between fear and faith. Get over the hump. Don't allow fear to build up anxiety. Don't allow fear to hold you back on doing the things that you're supposed to do. Be encouraged to be stronger. Be encouraged to get out of the slump that you're in. Be encouraged to, find a faith home. If not a home, you begin to have a relationship with God. And guess what? And I guarantee you, that alone would change your perspective. That alone would change how you look at life, how you see people, your compassion for people, your compassion for your family members. And also it will help you as a human being and grow in love, in peace, even in the tough times, even in the times of mourning, even in the times of suffering, even in the times of struggles, of whatever it is that you have. That's the importance. And I guess I will see you guys tomorrow, 6:30. I love you. Peace.